Welcome to this edition of Northwest Real Estate Forum. I'm your host, Patricia Wangsness. Our mission is to bring you experts and relevant topics that will help you understand the art, science, and timing of real estate, because after all, your home is your biggest asset. Joining me today is Annie Searle, principal of ASA Risk Consultants, for part 2 of our conversation about risk. Welcome to part 2.
Thank you.
So, the part 1 we talked about home and work, and in part 2 I want to cover the online and the travel.
Great.
Now let's do the online first, because people make reservations online and they search for cities, say, online, and then maybe the travel. So what's some of the online risks that you think are the most important?
I think the largest online risk is that people don't actually take advantage of the security updates that are provided for their operating system, say by Microsoft or by Apple, and they don't take advantage of either free or very inexpensive kinds of security programs that are available that protect their data, and I'm talking in particular about their credit card data. So we're all completely comfortable now ordering things online, putting all kinds of information online, perhaps without checking to make sure that we're on a secure website. Mm-hmm. And that is the basis, really, of all the kinds of exploits that are able to take place for what's called identity theft. Whether it's someone cleans out your bank account, or someone actually has a fake website. You actually get misdirected onto a site where you're ordering something and you're providing all your information to buy something for $300 or $500, and there it goes, and it's untraceable after that. So I think really thinking carefully about what information you put online under what conditions is the best way to go about it.
I remember years ago I thought I was on the IRS website, and I actually wasn't on the IRS website, and when I figured out that I wasn't, I panicked and I got all of these online security things and alerts and all of that, and we were fine, and it's been 4 years and we're
That's great.
fine.
Yeah.
But boy, I was panic stricken. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Is. Same kind of thing. I think online the other risks are that people start believing that Facebook, for example, is the same as the real world. It's actually a virtual world where I think many people try to impress everyone they're connected to with their exploits. And often what we see is too much data posted up there. Perhaps it's an employee complaining, saying, I had a terrible day at work, my boss, this, that, and the other, and it's just inappropriate, and it's actually the basis under which you could be fired from your job. If you're posting about your company or your boss, if you're sharing information that's inappropriate to share, you can get into all kinds of trouble.
That is very good advice for people to remember, because we've all seen those rants and raves.
It's the same thing as when you go to apply for a job. Just assume that the HR people will actually take a look to see if you have a Facebook page, if you have a LinkedIn page, for example, or a Twitter feed, and they can get a look at them. They can see what you've posted. There's really no way to ever erase data on the internet. It never goes away.
It's there.
If there are pictures of you at a drinking party, while you're in a fraternity or at a sorority, those stay with you. It's hard to get rid of all that. And your friends may not be helping you out by tagging you in photos as well. So in the book I have what I call reasonable precautions. They're tips that people can use to actually secure their browser, actually tighten up if you want to be on Facebook, you're perfectly able to do that if you just observe a few of the security features without just leaving it as
And they
it
change
appears.
all the time.
They change all the time. You have to keep updating. Yeah.
Okay, so when we travel.
Yes.
Now, I know I'm from the East Coast. I spent 6 years going back and forth in New York City on the bus, walked across. So I'm very secure conscious. But a lot of people are sort of just, they look around and
That's
they look
right.
up and they look down and they look
That's
at the
right.
map, and they clearly don't know where they are. So
So we call that identifying yourself as a target, wherever you are. You could be in New York, you could be in Florence, Italy, London, you could be in China. It's just that I think there are ways of suppressing lots of jewelry. No need to wear it when you're traveling, really. No need to have your map pulled out and be looking all around. And I think above all, making sure that you're walking confidently, as if you know where you're going, even if you don't know where you're going. That really is it is a high risk. Probably taking 3 suitcases full of clothing is another one, and hauling it along the street. So I talk about some of the commoner risks are, having too much luggage, actually making yourself a target, not paying attention at a certain level in your environment. And what you find in many countries is that it's women and children who are going to actually be looking to lift your pocketbook or your fanny pack or your waist pack. It's not going to be an obvious-looking, scruffy-looking male as we think of it in this country. So it's very worth paying attention. It's worth it to go on the State Department site if you're going out of the country before you go. Take a look at what the State Department has to say about the country, the levels of risk, and what to be careful about.
well, that's great advice. And don't post on Facebook that you're going away on a vacation,
Thank you
because
for reminding me.
there might be somebody coming at home to clean out your house while you're gone.
That's exactly right.
Well, thanks very much, Annie. This has been terrific, and we'll have to have you back again.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching part 2 of our conversation today with Annie Searle. I'm sure you learned some of the valuable lessons of what you should do to minimize your personal risks. Remember, whether you're buying, selling, or sitting on the sidelines, keep watching for important information on topics that are impacting your biggest asset, your home. To learn more about this and other shows, please visit us at northwestrealestateforum.com or check us out on Facebook. While you're there, be sure to order your copy of Annie's book, Advice from a Risk Detective. It's our gift to you today. You'll learn so much more than we had time to discuss. I'm your host, Patricia Wangsness. See you next time.